In lectures and conversations and in personal meetings, I've heard you affirm the existence of God. Suppose I were an atheist, and I said, after hearing you say God exists, no, Mortimer Adler, you're wrong, God does not exist.
I would have to proceed differently than I would in the case of the fish I caught is larger than the fish you caught. That we could put to the test by getting a tape measure out and putting the two fish on the ground and measuring it, observing the measurement. In the case of a disagreement about God's existence, there is nothing but an appeal to reason. I would have to say to the atheist, I have grounds for affirming God's existence. I think grounds beyond a reasonable doubt for affirming God's existence. Would you listen to my arguments? All I could do. In fact, I've written a book that tries to do this, to set the arguments forth as clearly and plainly as possible. Now, the atheist will raise objections to my arguments. I must then answer his objections. I may or may not succeed in persuading him. Suppose I fail. Suppose he remains an atheist and I remain a theist, a person who affirms God's existence. One of us is right and the other is wrong, because either God does exist or God does not exist. And if the atheist is wrong, he's wrong forever, not just tonight, just now. For if God does exist, he's always existed and always will exist.
But in matters of religion, you say there is finally no way to decide which is true and which is not.
About all matters of faith, articles of religious faith are beyond argument. If there were any way at all to offer evidence or reasons in support of one faith rather than another, it wouldn't be faith. Faith is that which goes beyond the evidence of things seen.
And that's very personal.
Yes. By the way, I would go further and say it isn't William James's will to believe, something I do voluntarily. I think that the proper doctrine of faith is that it's a gift of God. Those who have faith have it as God's gift.
But you can't prove that.
No, I can't prove that. That itself is unprovable. That's itself an article of faith.
So then in the final analysis, who determines truth?
There is no answer to that question. No one determines truth. Truth is always a matter of the arbitrament of men arguing with one another. No one determines. The truth of opinions is determined by reality. When two men disagree about what they think is true, that must be submitted to argument, to evidence, to observation, to reason.
So the pursuit of truth is not a destination, it's a process.
And one that will go on till the end of time. I don't believe it ever will stop. And I only hope that, though I think there is some backsliding, and if we have a long life for the human race on Earth, if we live the 100 million years the planet will endure, that we will accumulate more and more truth, correct more and more error, enlarge our grasp of the truth, but we will always fall short. We'll always fall short of the whole truth and nothing but the truth.